Hi everyone, this is Pranav here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about outreach in physics and astronomy. Alright, let's begin. So outreach is a very important part of science in general because it's necessary to bring to the attention of the public and everyone in general about what scientific endeavors are happening today, as well as just science in general. That could be happening in all sorts of ways, shapes, or forms. Going to a museum could be a form of outreach to people, to the public. Going to the planetarium, for example, going to demonstrations, going to science shows, all of that incorporates or encompasses this idea of outreach. And I want to go into the outreach of physics and astronomy that I have done so far, just to give an example of what you could do and how to hopefully engage and outreach in your future, because it really helps both you and the public. You, because you get to practice and just really go over your knowledge of physics as well as communication skills, and to the public because they get to be engaged by it and hopefully bring in new people into the field, effectively engage with the next generation of people. So I'm going to begin with some personal anecdotes. So the one that affected me the most, I didn't do it, but I was affected by it, is something called the Physics of Atomic Nuclei program at Michigan State University, or PAN program. This program was designed to teach nuclear astrophysics to high school students, a field that I am currently doing research in. And what it required, or what it really did, was that we went over all these different topics in nuclear physics and astrophysics, both experimental and theoretical. We got to see a tour of the facility for rare isotope beams at MSU, which is this large particle collider uh, that is used for nuclear physics experiments. And I just got a tour of Michigan State in general. I got to meet all these people in the field, all these faculty members, and it was a really good time because I made new friends as well as learned a lot about this field, which would one day become my current research field of interest. So that was something that's done by me, and I was drawn into physics and drawn into nuclear astrophysics as a result, and I would like to pay it forward, and so I joined the planetarium on campus called Abrams Planetarium. So Abrams Planetarium is just this relatively small planetarium at like the heart of Michigan State, which is nice. You get to interact with all sorts of people in space-related activities. For example, you get to go and do star talks. That's my main job. I'm a show presenter, so I give these talks about the night sky in the planetarium dome. I go over things like constellations, planets, galaxies, stars, all the sorts. And I did get to engage with the public, test their knowledge, make sure that they're both having fun and also learning about new things. And it's really enjoyable because people always ask questions after the show is done, and they always comment about how fun it was. They ask about how they can get into the field, if they can get a job at the planetarium. It's just really enjoyable as an experience, and you get to really engage with the public in a very positive manner. So after that, I've also engaged in something called the MSU Science Festival. It's much like any other outreach program in which you just engage with the public on a certain day and talk about physics, I guess. So uh, the little project I was doing was talking about particle detectors that are used at the facility. So I just discussed how it works. I gave demonstrations to the public from K through 12 and above. So I guess the entire public. And I engaged with them. They had fun. I had fun, and we just got to know each other. The last thing I would like to talk about is the MSU Observatory that I work at. So the observatory is an observatory that's just a mile or so off the main campus of Michigan State, where actual scientific research is done in observational astronomy, specifically for novae. That's just because of the person running the observatory, but any science could be conducted there, really. And once a month there is an open night where people from the public can come to the observatory and we can just show off our big telescope as well as small telescopes that we can use outside. We engage with the public and talk about, again, pretty much give a star talk like the planetarium, but it's more hands-on, you can say. It's a live demonstration so that people can directly see what we talk about instead of just seeing some sort of image, some sort of virtual image that's formed on the computer. You get to see the real image of the real picture of Jupiter or Saturn and its rings. And then you get all these different various results, but people for the most part are generally happy after they come to the event. And they learn a lot more about astrophysics. They get to clear up any misconceptions. Like there was this one time where someone thought that the Earth was flat. No joke. It happened. But you had to correct that. They thought a lot of these things were flat, or that that the Earth was actually in the center of the Milky Way, and that's not true. So you get to learn about these new misconceptions that people have and get to clear them up as well. So those are just my personal anecdotes. The way that you can get into them is really simple. Just there's always these emails or posters or uh, announcements going about saying like, oh hey, we need 2 people for this activity or 3 people for this activity in East Lansing, for example, and just show up. They teach you how to do it, and just go at it. It's as simple as that. You're not going to be good at the first or second try, or even the third try. It's something that requires a lot of practice, but the public is obviously forgiving of that. And as long as you are extremely passionate about what you're teaching, then it always works out in the end. It doesn't matter how bad you communicate it, as long as you show your passion for it and your desire to teach others about it and engage them. I mean, this passion just really makes you do really crazy things sometimes. So at the planetarium, when I'm just looking at the night sky myself using my 6-inch Dobsonian telescope, there might be random people walking at night, and I just say, "Oh hey, you wanna look at Jupiter through the telescope?" And I don't know them, they don't know me, but they'll be like, "Oh yeah, sure." It's just something cool and random, and you get to engage with them for 5 minutes. Make their day better, make them learn a few more things about astronomy, and hopefully they engage with you more and come to the planetarium in the future. So yeah, just for outreach in general, it's a really positive thing that really helps a lot of people, and it continues this cycle really. So the cycle of teaching the next generation of kids, so they become scientists in the future, they make good things happen across the world, and then they teach the generation that comes after them, and so on. So everyone does their part. All right, if you have any questions about outreach in physics or astronomy, just let me know. I'll definitely answer any questions you have. Have a good one. Bye-bye.